Hey fellow babies, welcome back to Pachter Factor. I'm Michael Pachter, your host. For our Patreon patrons and YouTube subscribers, we really appreciate your support. You're getting this real time, and that's because you are paying Shane and he wants to reward you. If you are doing either of those or not, please remember to link your Twitch account and your Amazon account. So it's Amazon Prime and Twitch Prime. You have to follow the instructions in the show description below. It's pretty easy to do, a couple of clicks. If you haven't done it in a while, please renew it because it does expire after a couple of months. And we get paid. It costs you absolutely nothing. With that, let's get to today's question from YouTube, from The Ostrich. What's your reaction to the reports that Halo is making the jump to PS5 and Switch 2? Is this the final nail in the coffin for Xbox as a hardware platform? Is Microsoft now considered a full third-party publisher? What would Michael Pachter have said back in the golden years of Xbox 360 if he were told this was going to happen? I guess that's a good question. I think that Microsoft is pulling out all the stops to support Game Pass and to make sure that Game Pass is a success. So I think what they're trying to do is broaden the audience for Microsoft first-party software so that they can broaden the addressable market for Game Pass as a subscription. And if you've never played Halo because you've never owned an Xbox, you're not signing up for Game Pass to play Halo. So anybody who ever signed up for Game Pass to play Halo played it on an Xbox, meaning they owned an Xbox. How many people owned an Xbox? I mean, let's go back in history. Xbox, the first one, 20 million. Xbox, the second one, call it 100. I don't know, something like that. Xbox, the third one, probably 75. Xbox, the fourth one, probably 50. So, and pretty much overlap. I mean, you could say maybe there's 120 million people who have owned an Xbox. Let's do the same for PlayStation, over 150 million every cycle. Right? So, and then throw that open for Nintendo, over 150 every cycle. So I think that you're expanding the market probably by double and maybe by triple if you offer Halo on PlayStation and Switch. And so the point is, and I think this is true of Call of Duty as well, that you can offer Call of Duty catalog on Game Pass. So if you want to play Call of Duty 1 through 16 or 1 through 19 or whatever, they've been coming out every year since 2003. So if you want to play the first 15 or 18 of them, they're going to be on Game Pass. Not yet, but that's already working. And so I think that this is Microsoft acknowledging that there are so many games that have cross-platform demand that they control now because of the Activision Blizzard acquisition. They're already doing it with Activision Blizzard content. Why not do it with Microsoft first-party proprietary? But the answer to your question, is this an acknowledgement that the Xbox is dead, a final nail in the coffin? Yes, it is. Are they going to kill it? No. They'll keep making it as long as they can be profitable making it. The question is, will they market it? Will they employ as many people? Each successive iteration of Xbox after that first one, so number 2 through number 4, sold fewer. It keeps stepping down. So the big peak was Xbox 360, and then it stepped down after that. And that's because Microsoft's been on the path to Game Pass for a while. And I think you're probably going to see one more Xbox. I think there'll be one more edition, but the newer Xbox that comes out will be Game Pass loaded, probably sell it with a hybrid, buy the console and get a year of Game Pass for free or something. That's going to be the way they try to hook you. They keep announcing deals with television manufacturers, so they'll work with, Samsung TV and the LG TV and Chromecast and Fire TV. They're going to keep announcing these compatibility deals so that you don't need a console. And if you can play all their games without a console on Game Pass, why do they need to sell you a console to play their games? They don't. So I think it makes sense to take their catalog, monetize it. It creates incremental profit. It creates incremental consumers that makes their addressable market for Game Pass bigger. And ultimately, I doubt that they'll win over anybody for Game Pass at $20 a month just to play Halo. But they're going to, because you can buy it on PC. But once you get exposed to the catalog and you say, wait a minute, there's 4 other Halo games and 20 other Call of Duty games, I'm interested. I think that they're going to win people over. So what would the me and Xbox 360 years have said? I would have said Game Pass is a bad idea. I did say that. I remember when they first told me about it, and I'm like, they're doomed. To me, that was like EA All Access. Why are you going to buy a subscription where you only get to play one game a year that you like? That by the way, one game a year from Microsoft might be an exaggeration. That might be too high. So like I can't even think of what any year they've ever made two. But between Halo, Gears of War, and Forza, am I missing anything? Like, yeah, what was that Peter Molyneux game called? Fable. Not that good. Grabbed by the ghoulies from Rare. GoldenEye, I guess. Not GoldenEye. What's the other one? Perfect Dark. They really, honestly, I think that they don't even have one game a year. So why would you pay at the time $10 a month or $15 a month when you could just buy a game for $60 or $70? No way. So back in Xbox 360 golden years, 2008, I would have said no way, because they don't have the content. Little did I know that they were going to buy all those little studios, Ninja Theory and Obsidian and In Exile, and then buy the big Bethesda, and then buy Bethesda ZeniMax. I mean, they bought id and Arcane. I mean, they got all those good studios, and then buy Activision Blizzard. Now they have enough content to make Game Pass work. So back then I would have said no way. They'd have to spend $100 billion to be competitive, and they did. So the me of 2008 would have said dumb idea. The me of 2025 with perfect hindsight, knowing what they bought, they're all in. They might fail, but they're all in. They're going for it. So I think I'm in a friendly war of words with a guy who writes for Forbes, Paul Tassi, who thinks I'm an idiot because I think they're going to get to 200 million Game Pass subscribers by 2034. I really do. I think they will. I think that this is where they're headed, and this is one of the ways they do it. They put Halo on PlayStation and PC and Switch and everything else. So we'll see. We'll see how it works. Let's ask this question next year and the year after and the year after. I promise I'll answer it every year. That's it for today's Pachter Factor. If you are a Patreon patron, thank you. If you are a YouTube subscriber, thank you. If you are doing that or not, please remember to link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch Prime account. There are instructions on how to do that in the show description below, and you have to re-up that every couple of months. So if you haven't done it in a while, please do it again. Check out the show description, and you'll be able to figure it out pretty quickly. Follow me on Blue Sky at Michael Pachter, maybe on Twitter. I'm not sure if I'm going to post in either place anytime soon. But anyway, I hope everybody has a wonderful new year, and I will see you guys next time.